Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are going to listen Christian Horner. Let's listen to him.
We'll come back to that, and we'll first of all congratulate Christian, congratulate
thank you very much. Thank you.
And Max Verstappen. Actually, when you look at it and the association that you've had with Honda over the last few years, fitting way to end.
Absolutely. I mean, we ran the car, in a historic livery for Honda this weekend, and so to win this race, for them is in what is our final year with Honda Power. It was very fitting, but I think, this weekend Max has been absolutely outstanding, and the hard work was really done yesterday. But today, again, in the race, he was inch perfect. And, McLaren were quick, but we were able to be that bit quicker to hold them behind.
Christian, coming into the weekend, all the talk was about the new second driver in the car, but now that you guys were able to get a little bit more performance into that car, do you agree more that the focus should have been on getting that car right so that Max would be happy in it? I mean, look at the results he was able to achieve today and yesterday.
There's always a lot of noise about these things. I mean, as a team, we're working incredibly hard to produce the fastest car that we can. And, Max has driven the wheels off that this weekend. I think the engineering team have done a great job to give him a car that he was able to really extract the most out of. And there's no better tonic or motivation than winning. And this weekend, we've done that. And the whole of Milton Keynes, richly deserve that. And, that man, Max Verstappen, is, like Mr. Motivator. So it was just the tonic everybody needed.
Strategically, did your opponents miss a beat today? They had two up against your man, Max Verstappen. They decided to pick Oscar first. They didn't attempt the undercut with Lando Norris, and they didn't mix the strategies really, which meant they never got access to clean air, and they were constantly following in your dirty air. Would you have done something different if you were in their position?
It was difficult because the undercut wasn't so powerful today. They tried to dummy us early in the race with a call for Lando, but we just could see you were going to come out in traffic. So we stuck to our guns, and they gave Oscar the first pit stop. Obviously then it was obvious they were going to hit the next lap with Lando, so we just covered that. It was a little tight on the pit lane exit, but perfectly fair. And thereafter it was a flat out race. I mean, there was no tar saving in that race. It was just flat out to the flag then.
Obviously, Yuki had a great start to the weekend.
Yep.
Yesterday was maybe not exactly what you would have expected, but solid start considering coming into the weekend with not much preparation. Do you feel that you've managed to go in a direction this weekend, probably development-wise, that makes you guys more comfortable? And will this carry on in Bahrain, or is it a little bit circuit-dependent?
Well, Bahrain is a completely different challenge, but I thought that Yuki actually, that race was totally dominated by qualifying, and probably 90% of the drivers finished where they qualified. And he made one pass, and then we undercut Pierre during the pit stops, and then he was stuck behind Fernando. So, he's dialed himself into the car, he's dialed himself into the team, and, I think, he should make a step forward, certainly over the next few races.
What does today's result and the nature of where your car and McLaren's car are at the moment mean for the championship, do you think?
Well, look, I think for the Drivers' Championship, Max is, 1 point behind now. So, for us, all priority is on that Drivers' Championship. The Constructors, for sure, is going to be harder, but it's a long year, and you never give up. And I think there's no better tonic or motivator than winning. And we've done that. We've done that today.
Is your car worth him being 1 point behind, or is it Max that's accelerating a little bit forward, or further forward than you might have been?
There's always this debate. I mean, Max, without any debate, is the best driver in the world currently. But, you're a team. You're not a driver and a car. You're one team. You win together, you lose together. And, we're working very hard. We know that this car has some vices. We know where we need to improve. And everybody is working incredibly hard to achieve that. I think we turned things upside down this weekend to get a car into a window that Max could make use of. And, Suzuka is a driver's circuit, but you've also got to have a car to be able to deliver. And, I think credit to the engineering team as well this weekend for giving him something that he could finally work with.
McLaren have been, they started the season off very well, and it kind of really felt like they were a cut above the rest yesterday, but even more so today. It didn't feel like they had any reserves in the tank when you may have thought at the end of the race they could have, unleashed some more pace. Do you feel like you guys are matching them now performance-wise, or is that Max making the difference?
That was, from the first stop, the tyres were in great shape. The wear was incredibly low. So that was a straight-out fight from that first pit stop to the end of the race. So that was everybody throwing everything at it. And you could see, each of the McLarens looked slightly quicker at different points in time. At one point, Oscar looked the quicker of the pairing. Lando, would come back, and they were fighting literally over tenths and hundredths of a second. We were very strong in turn 11, the chicane at the end of the lap. They were quite strong in the first sector, but we were able to balance it out.
Last one, you were the hunted last year. You're now the hunter this year. It's kind of role reversal. Do you relish that as much as, you obviously had a strong start last year, and Max is driving around any issues you have, but you're right there. You're really poised. So what's the different challenge this year?
I think what you have to remember, this championship is a marathon. And if last year taught us anything, it's that things can change very quickly.
Yeah.
And there's very little between the top 4 teams at the moment, and it's going to be about development. We have a big regulation change coming at race 9. How is that going to affect the run of play? So it's all about maximizing your opportunities, and this weekend we've done that. Max has been absolutely, I think, at the top of his game. That was one of the best weekends that he's had in Formula One. Amazing.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that was an amazing race from the Max Verstappen. I think they need to say thank you to the McLaren, to the Lando Norris, to the McLaren's engineers, to the McLaren's strategy team, because I think they needed to release Oscar Piastri for that win, because it showed like at last 10 laps, 15 laps, he was absolutely faster than Lando Norris, but somehow the team didn't swap them for the hunting Max Verstappen. And as I said on yesterday's videos, if Verstappen just take his first position, he didn't lost any position at the start of the race, he will have the advantage to finish the race on the first place. And that happened because he also struck his driver's truck. Verstappen today was the 4th time that he won this race, and I think he performed very well. He performed like a lion, like a champion, and he didn't give any opportunity to the McLaren to be overtaken. But as I said, I think that there was a mistake from the McLaren's team, because they had opportunity, but they didn't do that move, and they just lost this race. Guys, don't forget to like the video, comment it, and subscribe to the channel.